Welcome back to the Bright Life Podcast. Today, I want to share something that will help you, number one, manifest something that you want in your life, whether it's in your career, in your relationship, in abundance, in your health, whatever it may be. This is one of my favorite practices for tuning in to that dream of yours and just helping your life bring you closer to it. And I'll share some of the practical ways that you can do that if you're not so sure about the manifesting word, but we'll talk about the practical side too. And then number two, that to just feel better, right? To feel happier, more uplifted, more empowered, more capable. And as you feel those things, to be able to take actions that move you closer to your dream because you are now coming into your day and life feeling more lit up, feeling more confident, more empowered. So let's get into it. One thing that I want you to think about through this episode, and this is kind of like the main theme, is how would you feel? So close your eyes right now, okay? Just like take a moment and do this with me. How would you feel if your dream had already come true? Think about it. Like, let the feeling just feel your body. Would you feel uplifted? Maybe you'd feel more love, more gratitude, more awe, more excitement. Whatever it is, hold that feeling in your heart. And the reason that I want you to do this and why this is so powerful and kind of underrated when it comes to manifesting a dream. So the practical side is that every thought that you think creates a feeling in your body. And every single feeling leads to an action and then therefore to a result. So for example, let's say you were working on manifesting more love. You dream of this amazing relationship, and the thoughts that you're normally thinking though are dating is so frustrating, and you can't trust anyone, and it's just not how it used to be, and it's not even worth my time going on these dates. That is going to create, those are thoughts that are going to create feelings in your body that are frustrated, disempowered, just unworthy, uninterested, and no one goes on a date from that place, right? You're more likely to delete your apps, to not even go out on a Saturday night, hoping for love, to not even trusting if some wonderful person came along that they'd be a fit for you, because you're operating from this place of thoughts that give you feelings that are not at all positive and uplifting and hopeful, right? And expectant. Now, if you contrast that with thoughts I'm so excited that my love is on the way to me. I believe that there are good men out there. I know this is possible for me. It's a matter of time. I get something from every date I go on. That is going to create, again, different actions in your life, because now you are excited, you're hopeful, you are positive, you're expecting something wonderful. And so you're more likely to give it a shot, to chat up the person at the grocery store, you never know, to watch those romantic comedies thinking this is for me, not ugh, these are horrible, right? And the actions that you take are what lead to those results in your life. So if you don't ever put yourself out there, if you never expect anything good, chances are your results are going to reflect that back, all from that initial thought. But if you do expect something better, and this goes for any area of your life, then you're going to take different actions and get different results. Does that make sense? The other really practical, important thing about watching your thoughts and your feelings is that your body and brain create this loop where as soon as you start feeling something, you start thinking more thoughts that reinforce that feeling. So even if you're okay, for me, my goal isn't a relationship, but my goal is abundance. And you're I don't know what thoughts an abundant, wealthy person thinks, but I could picture how it would feel to win the lottery or to get a raise or to have $1,000 just fall from the sky. And you're that would feel amazing. I can feel that. It's a kind of a way in through the back door to get your thoughts aligning with those feelings. So as you start feeling those positive feelings, your body is going to start thinking thoughts that match those. And all of a sudden you're going to start thinking wow, this is amazing. I can't wait to be generous with this money. I can't wait to go and purchase this thing I've always had a dream for with this money. Wow, this feels great to have abundance. I wonder how I would invest this money. I wonder how I would save if I were a wealthy person. I wonder like where these people hang out. All of a sudden, you are sneakily thinking thoughts that match the feeling of that abundance or that relationship or that health or whatever it may be. So, whether you start with the thoughts or the feelings, a big way to manifest that dream is to get into the emotions and the feeling of it coming true. So, I want to share a few different ways that you can do this that I've used for dreams, whether it comes to finances, to business, to health, you name it. I'm always doing these things for whatever I'm working on, like dreaming and attracting into my life at any given time. So, one of the things that I love, and this is free, these are all free. How amazing is that? Is you can write a letter as if your dream just came true. So I was just doing this the other day for one of the things that I'm like working on right now. And write a letter saying, like, start it out as, oh my gosh, you will never believe what happened. And then you can fill in the details, whether I just got the raise, I just got the dream job, I found the city of my dreams, I just met the person that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with, like the health results came back crystal clear and perfect. Like whatever your dream is, start that letter and then just let your brain flow. Like let your brain come up with whatever you are feeling in that moment when that dream has finally arrived. So the gratitude you're feeling, how proud you are of everything that you went through and the way you held strong to finally bring it to life. You can write about who you're thankful for, like the teachers you met along the way, the ways in which your life will always be different. Just put yourself into the headspace of this has just happened, and here is what I'm experiencing and what I'm so thankful for. That's one way that I love. A second one that I love is you can then go into your voice memos note or voice memos app, voice notes app on your phone, whatever you call it. And you can record that letter, reading it to yourself, and then just play it. So maybe it's 2 minutes of your day you listen to as you're brushing your teeth. There's something about hearing your own voice and giving thanks, and it puts you into that state of the feeling. And that's what we're after, right? Because again, once you start feeling different feelings, you start thinking different thoughts, you start taking different actions, and your life is able to deliver you a different result. So that's the second thing I love. First one being write that letter, either to yourself, to your best friend. Oh my gosh, this thing just happened. And then the second one is record it as a voice memo if you want. The third thing I love, and you can pick and choose from all these. You don't have to do all of them. You can do whatever one sounds fun to you and just spend 5 minutes doing it today. The other thing that I love to do, because I'm a really visual person, I don't know about you, but you can make an image that shows your dream coming to life. So you could like edit in Canva or some other graphic design software, like the photo of the money hitting your bank account. You could write yourself a check from your checkbook. Jim Carrey actually did that famously. He wrote this check to himself for $10 million for acting services rendered. And there's this whole story, you can look it up on YouTube, about how it actually came true. He starred in Dumb and Dumber that year. And I think that is the power of doing these things. So experiment with it. Even if you've never done this before and you don't believe in it, just experiment and see what changes in your life over the next year. So you could make a visual like that. If it's a health thing, you could find a healthy scan online and you could look at that on your phone. There's so many ways these days, right? You could probably even have AI or ChatGPT design something for you of like, you could have your dream house. You could go on Pinterest. You could find the picture of the vacation that you're dreaming of, the happy family, the difference you're making. It's like, anything is available these days. We live in such an amazing time. So find a visual of something you love and then look at it however it works for you. You could put it as your desktop screensaver, your phone screensaver. You could just print it out and post it, to your computer or put it right on your desk. You could keep it in your wallet. So all of those things, again, the point is to get you into that feeling every time you see it of like, this is on its way to me. Like, this is possible for me. I'm so excited to have this thing, and try and put yourself into that state instead of feeling like it's not here yet. The subtle difference when you look at these things, when you read these letters, is like you are feeling it as if it's true. You're not saying, where is this thing? It's been another day. How come this takes 2 months? Like you are putting yourself into the feeling instead of, this is on its way to me. I'm so excited. I'm so grateful that I get to experience the adventure of this. I like to think about it like, before you get engaged. You aren't engaged yet, but there's so much excitement for when that moment comes because you don't know exactly how it's going to happen for you. You know it's going to be a positive thing, and you know maybe if you're getting that stage in a relationship that it's coming, but you can be excited for how it comes because you just get to look forward to the perfect way that it finds you in your life. And so I kind of think of it like this, where you may not know exactly how or when it's going to happen, and that's not the point. The point is that you get to be in the feeling of believing that it is coming to you, that there's a positive expectation of it. You're not wondering like, where is it already? But you're instead saying, this is going to be so great. This is like on its way to me. I have talked about this in my book, Your Right Life, which I will link below in the show or video notes. But I have practiced this for so many times in my life, as I mentioned, whether it's been business, love, health, you name it. And one of the ways that I did this with love is I'd gone through, some heartaches in my 20s and I was sad about it. But instead of feeling sad and thinking just, giving up kind of thoughts. Instead, I would use this hour-long commute that I had each way to work, and I would listen to love songs with the feeling of like, this is coming to me. I just know it. And it sounds so cheesy now, but I swear to you, within a few weeks, I had found the man that I ended up marrying, and I'm like very happily married to. And I truly credit it to being in that state for like hours every day and thinking like, this is on its way to me, instead of using it to notice the distance, because feeling distance just creates more distance. That's what it's an energetic match for, right? So think about those three things. You can write out the letter or the email to either yourself or your bestie, someone you would tell right away, then record it as an audio note, and or you can find a visual and put it somewhere that you can see it every day and get that little zing of feeling for your dream. Now, I know there's some of you out there, right, that are maybe a little skeptical or analytical, and that's great. I'm analytical, right? I'm skeptical. I like read things and then I go look up the science behind them. So that's why I encourage you to just experiment with this. The worst thing that can happen, as I see it, is you start feeling more positive, uplifting emotions, and you start thinking more positive, uplifting thoughts, and therefore taking more positive, uplifting, empowered actions. That is going to lead to different results in your life, right? Than created the life that you have now, because whatever your life is now is a reflection to some degree of those thoughts and feelings and actions that you've been taking, right? Like we have a part in that. And so if the worst thing that can happen is that you just start feeling better and learning more about this thing you're interested in and start to think like someone who has this thing and maybe even take some actions like her, that's a pretty good outcome, right? Like that's a pretty good worst case scenario. It still benefits your life either way. It still makes you feel better either way. The best thing that can happen is your entire life changes, that there's some element of this that actually works, and the thoughts that you start thinking differently lead to different emotions, and those different feelings and emotions lead you to take different actions, and those different actions lead you to different results and an entirely different life. So kind of no matter what in there, there's a win. And that's just why I love to share this. Like I don't make anything off of this. I don't have any like buy into this other than I've seen the power of it in my own life. I know I come away feeling more empowered and just uplifted by it. I know these chance synchronicities start to happen and you look around and you're like, is this because I started shifting something? Like, did I play a tiny part in this? And it just keeps you going and wanting more of that. So I encourage you to experiment with this and to just play with this practice this week of like getting yourself into the feeling of your dream come true and watching your world shift around you. Again, be cautious of being impatient, right? And being like, well, where is this thing? I've done it for 5 days and it's not here, because that's just putting you into the feeling of impatience and frustration. And it's like, it's a sneaky way to start the loop again, right? Of feeling defeated. So instead, just relax into the adventure of life and start just practicing feeling better for what it gives you on its own. And then what happens and changes in your life can be like the fun result that I want you to tell me about and share in the comments or send me a note about. But I hope this encourages you and helps you. And whether you are like building a new dream in your life, whether you're feeling defeated, trying to get to this other one, maybe this is what you needed to hear this week to just like reignite that little fire inside you, and give you a little bit more empowerment around how you can move forward and start to make those positive changes and feelings and results in your life. So let me know how this works for you, and I will see you soon.